Hi, I'm Ali and this is Grunge Kitchen. This is my new project where I'm going to talk to you about grunge music, reminisce about the 90s, suggest some listening for your enjoyment, and we're going to do some cooking and baking, and we're going to do it here in my kitchen. There will be Spotify playlists that you can listen to while you're cooking, and look out for Grunge Kitchen on all social media platforms. So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and TikTok. And you can also email me at grungekitchen@gmail.com. Today, I'm going to take you through how to make the amazing Beyond Burger into a remarkable, juicy burger that you would not know was not meat. I've got a few tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, and I'm going to share them. And this is my first attempt at it, so please forgive my naivety. This is all new to me. I don't know how it's going to go, but all I can hope is that we're going to have some fun along the way and remember some amazing music from the 90s. Okay, let's get going. A quick note about use of music in this channel. I had intended originally to have music playing in the background while I cook, but of course YouTube copyright laws mean that that's not possible. So the intention is that I'll tell you at the beginning of each episode what we're going to listen to. Today it's Nirvana Unplugged in New York, and there'll be links so you can go away and find that music and listen to it or play it while you're creating the recipe that we'll walk through today. And in that way, hopefully we'll get around that issue and still be able to enjoy the music and the food together in Grunge Kitchen. These are my ingredients for today. So we're working with the Beyond Burger patty, which is readily available in Coles and Woolworths in Australia. And then I'm using some Swiss style cheese slices, but you can use whatever cheese you like on these burgers. I've bought some charcoal brioche buns, mainly because they were the only brioche buns I could find today, but any brioche bun will do fine. This is my already prepared sweet potato fries, and I'm just using a white onion, which we will caramelize to go on our burgers. A quick note about Beyond Burger. These are excellent vegan patties that you can use. They're actually well known around the globe now, but I believe that they were created in Los Angeles in 2009. Now a global company, and these are, in my opinion, the best vegetarian meat-free burger on the market that you can find. So first of all, I'm just going to put some olive oil on the sweet potato fries, ready to get them into the air fryer. And then we're going to season them with some salt and pepper. Here they are, ready seasoned, and we're going to put them in the air fryer. Here's my Philips air fryer, and I'm putting them on for 180 is the temperature, and I'm going to put them on for about 16 minutes and then just let them do their thing. So here's my onion. I've just peeled it, chopped it in half, and I'm going to slice it so that we've got lots of thin slices like this, and you can see there they're ready to go in the pan, which I'm just heating up some oil in a normal frying pan, fairly shallow one. It doesn't need a lot of space because these onions will reduce down as they cook anyway. Just adding the onions to the pan now, and once they're in the hot oil, you'll want to just stir them around a bit to break them up, though they will break up further as they start to cook and caramelize. So don't worry about it too much, just make sure that you're happy with the way that they're spread about the pan over the heat. As they start to cook, you'll see they're slowly starting to go a bit more translucent and a bit softer as we move them around the pan. And then we need to sort out 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, so I'm just going to put that to one side there. And we also need a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. This is mine, which is of Modena, which means you know it's decent quality. So we're going to put a tablespoon of brown sugar, a tablespoon of balsamic in the pan. Also add a tablespoon of water. And then we're just going to mix all of those things through. You can see the pan's hot enough that it's all bubbling away as I'm cooking, and you just want to keep stirring that and then make sure it's mixed in together, and then we're going to lower the temperature and leave it to bubble away and slowly caramelize over the heat, which should take about another 5 minutes or so over a fairly low to medium heat. So While my sweet potato chips are in the air fryer and my caramelized onions are doing their thing, I thought I'd take a minute to tell you what I'm listening to right now while I'm cooking. And it's actually an album that's on high rotation in our house and has been in high rotation in my life since I first heard it. It is Nirvana, Unplugged in New York. And as you probably already know, if you're a fan of this kind of music, it's a seminal album from the mid-90s. Some people talk about it as the best performance that Nirvana ever did. It was part of an MTV Live performance. There's some really classic moments in there. My favourite tracks, I think, are The Man Who Sold the World, which was a David Bowie song originally, as I'm sure you all know. And also there's some really interesting ones on that album too. Lake of Fire is really good, and Where Did You Sleep Last Night, which just sounds kind of hauntingly apt when you know the history of what was going on at that time for Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love. So lots of great things to remember about this album, one that I still really enjoy playing. So that's what I'm listening to today. You could listen to that as well while you cook these burgers. It's a great soundtrack, but it's a great soundtrack to everything. It's one of my top 5 grunge albums of the 90s, and I think everybody should own a copy. So you can see here that these onions are now completely caramelised, lovely and gooey, and there's caramelisation on the bottom of the pan that I'm just scraping in there for extra flavour. So I've just put those in a bowl to one side to go on our burgers in a bit. So I'm going back into the same pan. I haven't cleaned it. I've left that caramelised onion on the bottom of the pan, which is deliberate because you want that flavour to go into your burgers when they're cooking, and it won't make much difference. It'll all get washed off at the end. So I'm going to put my burgers straight into this pan, and here they are sizzling away. They do need a bit of oil, but they're not particularly oily once they're cooked, so we'll leave them for about 4 minutes. And 4 minutes later, these are now ready to flip. You can see when I flip them here that there's a colouring to the other side, and they're kind of, you can tell they're cooked. They then need another 4 minutes on the other side, but while that other side is cooking, I'm going to add my cheese to the burger in the pan so that it gets all melty, and this is the best way to do it so that your cheese is melted evenly and works really well within the burger. So while those are cooking, I've got my charcoal brioche buns. I'm going to split those in two. I've actually also toasted these buns, but I forgot to film it. So these went under the grill for a minute, and then I'm just adding some ketchup, getting ready with our condiments. Because for the sweet potato fries, you really do need, and I would highly recommend, some chipotle aioli, which is our favourite. So I'm also going to put some of the caramelised onion onto each burger base, ready for the burger to go on, which looks like they're nearly finished cooking at this point. So just a pile of caramelised onions onto the base, and I think our sweet potato fries should also be ready by now. Let's have a look. Yep, perfect sweet potato fries. They're ready to be on the plate. And our burgers should be just about finished by now as well. We look at the pan, melted cheese, and they've been cooking for another 4 minutes. So we can assemble our burgers. And here you go. This is what the burger looks like assembled with the charcoal bun. And then I need to put some sweet potato fries on the plate with each one. So this is your finished sweet potato fries and Beyond Burger, ready to be served. Very delicious. I think you'll agree when you try it. These are great. And there's a final shot of the burger being eaten. So there you have it. We've just cooked together this Beyond Burger with sweet potato fries. Looks pretty good for a vegetarian, or even actually could be vegan burger, doesn't it? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, my first foray into Grunge Kitchen. I hope there'll be many more. And please join me, follow us on social media, email me your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about this concept, and please give me your ideas for grunge soundtracks or potential recipes you'd like to see. Thanks, hope I'll see you again soon.